So we're going to get our hands on 2 SR shards. Now, in all honesty, when it comes to us being free to play, oh yeah, this is going to help us out tremendously in terms of getting our better SR characters that much stronger and giving us more power increase. We're going to get 2. So obviously for the 5 million player login, as you guys can see, it's going to be tomorrow. It's day 4, of course. And then if you log in today, if I speed up the process, there we go, we get 1. So you get 2 SR shards, which are basically free dupes for your SR characters. So again, we've got the first one here. I'm just going to, actually I'll leave that there for right now. But I'm not going to use it just yet. The reason being is because we've got the Movie Zero banner releasing hopefully at the end of November. It should be very, very soon now that we know that obviously the update is going to be happening tomorrow with the first newest character, Junpei, of course. If you guys are unaware, the Movie Zero banner will give us 2 new SSRs, being Yuta and Geto, which I've already done videos on. You're more than welcome to check those out. And we're also getting 3 new SRs, which I actually kind of forgot about. Ever since getting these shards, I re-looked into all the SRs and I realized, oh wait, they're actually releasing very, very soon. So I will do a separate video talking about those characters, so that way we can kind of see whether or not if the shards are actually worth those characters. Now, realistically, if you've got the better SRs in the game, you can... yeah, I guess you can. No, you can. I'm not going to say you can't. You can. But in my situation, if I give you, again, I mean, you guys have seen my account many times, but like, in my situation, realistically, the only SR that I could, if I want to, put it onto Yuki, of course, but I'm not going to. Not going to. You know, with where I'm at, with my account, with my power level, etc., I am moving in a very solid way to where I could give him the 2 dupes. Now, I should mention that when you do dupe out a character, it's obviously they're going to get a stat boost as per usual, of course. That's kind of, you know, self-explanatory. But the change and the buff that they get, it's more for the co-op ultimate effect. So when it comes to throwing these shards into SR characters, I mean, yes, it's, you know, raw stats going up, which is fine, but that's not what we're really taking into consideration or looking into. We're kind of seeing on what amount of boosting that they're getting on their co-op ultimate effect. There are certain characters in SR form that will have a much useful, better co-op ultimate effect that you really want to invest in, and that's where the shards will come into play, and those are the characters that we really want to kind of focus on. And that's why I say with the better SR characters in the game are primarily the ones that you want to invest in and throw those shards in. And so if you have those characters, by all means go for it. Now, I'm not to say that Yuki is a horrible choice. He's actually a fairly decent choice for me to actually invest in, although I'm going to hold off because, look, we're all going to be summoning on the movie banner, let's be honest. And so if I can get my hands on, I don't know, Yaga, Nanami, you know, the better SRs that I really want to get my hands on, then that's when my investments for the shards will be at the ready. So I'm taking it slow and steady. This is something that I would say maybe you want to do, unless you've got those characters in place, then by all means do as you please. But when it comes to being free to play, these SR shards are an absolute godsend. And the fact that we get 2 at the very beginning of the game, that is super, super solid to have. So yeah, if you're in my position, hold on to it. That's what I would suggest, right? Because, you know, we are going to be summoning very, very soon. And so things can change in terms of what SRs we get, as well as additional dupes that we get. But if you have the set SR characters that I'm about to go over, yeah, I guess you could throw them in. I guess you can. So, with all that being said, so just to get it out of the way, to give you guys a bit of a helping hand, look, it's kind of stating the obvious. Like, if you've got Yaga, then by all means, because again, keep in mind, obviously not only is the Link co-op ultimate getting the buff, but for Yaga to get the stat buffs also, that's just going to help you out a lot more. So, I mean, it's... if I had him, honestly, I would throw everything into him if it was me. So hopefully when I do summon, I do pull him. But yeah, increased break damage by 10%, so that's going to go up to self and the target Link with the special attack for 2 turns, and then you deal 100% damage, of course. So the damage will clearly go up, of course. So the level up effects, each level increases spell damage by 44.6%, increases physical skill down effect by 2.7%, increases spell down effect by 2.7%, and increases damage taken effect by 2.7%. So it's just kind of a bit of a no-brainer. Like, I mean, some of you guys might have an additional dupe on the man, or maybe you might not. But if you want to furthermore cater to him, buff him up a little bit more, make him the best that he can be, then yeah, I mean, he is the best support in the goddamn game as an SR form, so to get 2 free copies of him, technically, why not, right? So, again, to those that have Yaga, congratulations, I'm jealous, but hey, we'll get there. Nanami, so, again, pretty much Yaga and Nanami, those two are going to be the 2 SRs that obviously you just want to invest in, and so having those 2 shards, you know. So with this one, recovers 10% of cursed power of the user and the target with the special attack, of course, and then deals combo damage of 50% of melee and 50% of magic or Jujutsu to the selected enemy, of course. And so level up increases physical damage by 27.7% along with Jujutsu damage, and then increases damage dealt by 1.5%. So again, it's just one of those that with Nanami and Yaga, which 2 are the most common supports that I know that to those that have access to are using, and so having that recovery curse power to go up, that's going to be helping out tremendously, especially if you want to pair him up with Geto. That's what I'm trying to say. Moving along, and we got the healer, the only SR healer in the goddamn game, although healing is I don't know. I've said it before, you know, I'm not really too crazy. Well, I don't find that so that I need to get a crazy amount of healing. But anyway, if you do want to make good use of this character, and you are, that's completely fine. I mean, she is a very solid SR character to have. And so with this one, recovers 10 cursed energy to self and the other party of the link special. 100% melee damage to the enemy target by the skill, and the other party links. Wait, what? Targeted by the skill or the other party of the link special, or to all enemies if the other party of the link special does not have a skill target. There you go. And then it increases recovery amount and spell damage by 16.6% with each level up. So yeah, the recovery play, the crit resistance drop, the healing, I mean, it's just an all-round you know, worth investment if that's an SR character that you're utilizing. And yeah, you want to make good use on the co-op skill itself, especially in the curse energy retrieval or recovery, should I say. So there's that. And then we got, is this Momo? Yeah, Momo, the AoE hindering evasion type character. Gotta love some Momo. I don't have her, unfortunately, but with Momo, in a similar fashion to what do you call it? Yaga, of course, in terms of having that break damage for her and the co-op character in question, and then just doing AoE damage as per usual. And then obviously with each level, increases spell damage by 32.4%, and then stun chance by 4.4%. So as again, hindering type character, she is an amazing support unit. Again, one of the better SR units to look into and invest into and work on, hands down. And so again, if you do want to throw your shards into her, you're more than welcome to go for it. Yeah, I mean, that's if you're using it. If you're not, then there's no point. And then I will throw in these mentions. So obviously I do have Yuki, but I'm just not going to invest into this man, not just yet. But if I did, get damage increase to myself and the co-op character by 10%, and then I get 70% Jujutsu damage to the enemy. And then of course each level up increases spell damage by 32.1%, and stun chance by 8.8%. Of course, it's not bad. It's actually not bad, really kind of looking into it. So I really should, but I'm just holding out to see on how lucky I get through the summons. So yeah, I can get the damage dealt to self going up to 30% if I max it out to +5. So that's kind of cracked. And then I'm going to give Mekamaru some loving because he can recover 10% of HP to self and targeted special linked attack, and then does AoE damage to all enemies, of course. So who would have thought? HP recovery on the co-op skill. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything to go head over heels for. It's just a mention. It's just an honorary mention to be like, it's there. If you need some healing, it's there. So you can buff it up a little bit more if you choose to. And if you are utilizing some AoE green attacking character, then of course Mekamaru is the perfect choice for that. But realistically, obviously Nanami, Yaga, they're going to be the perfect choice. I mean, again, if you're making good use of the healer, then I guess you can put some investments into her with the shards. Momo wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair, because she's actually a very, very good support. Of course, I'm just going to chuck her in front of the healer. And then Yuki's again is not too bad, and then honorary mention for Mekamaru. But like that, you know, those are just some of the SRs that I would actually just, you know, mention about. But to be fair, if you are going to be summoning tomorrow, again, free to play, we're going to be summoning when the movie banner releases. I think it might be wise to just kind of hold off and just kind of wait. But again, if you've got the top 2 SR characters that I've mentioned, then hey, do as you please. Do what you gotta do, you know? Max them out. Well, not max them out, but get dupes into them. But those are just the SRs that I would primarily look into and advise to. If you guys do want to kind of jump the gun and use your shards, that's by all means, do as you please. If you want to save it, because you are going to be summoning at the end of the month, hopefully, fingers crossed, if when the movie banner should release, which it should, fingers crossed. You never know, you might get lucky on pulling dupes for certain SR characters, so that way you can move that investment onto another SR character and maximize your account overall in terms of having some SR characters duped up, juiced up, all ready to rock and roll. So that's what I'm personally doing. I'm going to wait. But again, if you want to juice up your SR characters, then go with the specific ones that I've primarily talked about, because not only are they just going to be getting their raw stats increased, but it's also affecting their co-op skill, which is a big play. Big play. Anyway, I'll leave it there. That's all I really wanted to kind of talk about. So yeah, 2 SR shards coming our way.